Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne's Sharp World, where today I have the pleasure of bringing you guys a video that I honestly wasn't sure if I'd ever be able to bring to you, because as the thumbnail said, I designed a knife through Vosteed, and it's here. All 4 variants of them are here. Now, they're not available to buy yet. They're going to be available in early February. I will keep all of you guys up to speed on that, of exactly when the day will be. So definitely a lot more information coming. But this video is not the review. This is not the... I will be, obviously, making a full review of this knife. But this is more of an introduction, because there's a lot more story into this knife that I can give you, because it all came from me, from the heart. So, really looking to telling you guys all about this. But first, I want to thank you for tuning in today. It's your guys' support. It's the support from all the viewers that watch my channel, that interact with me on Instagram. You guys have grown this channel just as much as I have. So, without everyone's support, Wayne's Sharp World would just be another channel with less than 1,000 subscribers. So thank every single one of you for the support, because at the end of the day, while I have put in work, without your support, none of this would have happened. It would have never came to fruition. So thank you all sincerely for this. But let's take a look at it. Let's see what we're talking about here. And this is the Vosteed Thornton. Now, before I go any further into this review, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. And hopefully some more knife designs if you like this one. But this is one variant, and let's pull them all out right now. We'll get them all on the table, and then obviously I've got a story behind the name. I've got a story behind the design. And I think it's a pretty good one. So let's see here. Here is the other variant. Black wash blade with some green micarta. That's obviously a satin blade with black micarta. And this is actually, so these kind of became an afterthought of this. This was the original handle design that we did decide to go with on some G10. Got a little color, kind of a little faux bolster look going on there. This is obviously Vosteed colors, but this is also like my official Halloween knife forever. I mean, come on, black and orange. Actually looks really good. I would have never thought that color combo would work, but it looks pretty good. And last but certainly not least, we have the black and blue with a satin blade. So now let's take a look at each one for a second, and let me tell you guys the story of the Thornton. So first of all, the name, the Vosteed Thornton. I got that name. It's actually named in honor of my grandfather, who I'm named after, Wayne Thornton. Obviously, it would have sounded really weird and very arrogant if I'd have named this the Vosteed Wayne. So I didn't want to do that, but I still wanted to. I wanted to pay some homage to my grandpa. He was an amazing man that I still think about just about every day. He had a very long, wonderful life, and he always supported me when I was younger, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to name it after him, and I thought, I like the Thornton. I like that name. There is an N. It's Thornton, but it's kind of hard for me to pronounce Thornton, so it's like Thornton. I just say Thornton, yeah. But yes, I like the name. It was old school. It's classy. It's vintage, and it sounded right. I wanted to pay homage to him, and I wanted it to be an immediate reflection of him. So we went with Thornton. That was actually the easiest part of this entire process, was picking the name. I had the name picked out before I started designing the knife, actually. So that was pretty cool. And then the design, the inspiration from the design. So this design here, believe it or not, is pretty much fully pulled from a Boeing 737, not the Max. Not the 737 Max. I hope this knife does a lot better than the 737 Max. More so after like the 737 800, 700. And you guys, I love the travel. It's photography, travel, and food are probably my 3 favorite things in the world. And of course, craft beer, that falls into the food category though. We're gonna just leave it there. But I love flying. I love traveling. I hope to go all over the world throughout my life. But I've flown a lot, a whole lot. I've been to different continents, different countries, thousands and thousands of miles, and a lot of that travel has been in a 737. And I always thought they looked like cool planes, and so that's basically where it came from. I pulled up pictures of a 737, looked at certain parts of what I wanted the blade to resemble, and then the handle, and I don't think I could be much happier with how this turned out. To me, it definitely reminds me of a 737. And if you look at certain angles, the front of the plane, like up here towards the nose of the plane, I think a lot of that does tie in. But I obviously wanted it to look like more than a plane. I wanted it to look good. I wanted something that I was truly proud of from an aesthetic, a design standpoint. And I really think I got that. Now, I also wanted something very fidgety, very enjoyable, but I also wanted it to be practical and functional. And I really hit on that as I was designing the blade. I wanted a nice slicey blade with an aggressive tip. You guys know I really love some good swedge work. I think a good swedge can really bring a blade together from an aesthetic standpoint. And I think this one, I gotta say, I love this. I really, really do. And feel free. I mean, you guys know this channel, I don't remove comments. I don't like blocking freedom of speech. So tell me what you like about it. Tell me what you don't like about it. Let me hear it in the comment section. I want to hear it, good or bad. But I love this blade. I also love the blade to handle ratio. I tried to get that as close as I could. To just keep all those aesthetics together and looking good. And I think I accomplished that pretty darn well. The one change that I did make was, so this design here, this faux bolster, this knife was originally designed to be a bolster locking knife. And I know some people are starting to get a little tired of button locks, but I still love a good button lock. I do prefer the Trek lock. I really, really do. I love the Trek lock. And so we do have the Trek lock for the style of button lock on this model. But fear not, if you're telling yourself, why didn't he do the bolster lock? Well, that is still very much a goal. I do want to make a premium version of this with a bolster lock, and by gosh, if this sells well, it's going to happen. But it's only going to happen if it has the support of the community. And I hope, and I'm somewhat optimistic it will, because I do think it's a pretty good design. I really do like it. I like how the colors worked on the handle. They look really, really good. And another reason I didn't do the bolster lock right off the bat is because I wanted a knife that was affordable. I wanted something that was going to be very much a budget knife. I didn't want to come right out of the gate with something that was, $300 or $250. We all work hard for our money. We all have different budgets. So I wanted to make something that a lot of people could afford. So ironically, I don't have the price of this just yet, but I will get that to you guys as soon as I possibly can. But I expect this knife to come in somewhere around the $69 to $79 mark. I'm pretty confident that's where it's going to land. But again, I'm also recording this before I fully know. But I'm pretty confident that's what we're going to be looking at. We're also looking at 14C 28N steel. Very important to note there. You guys knew if I made a budget knife, I wasn't coming out with any D2 or anything else. It was going to be 14C the whole way. So yeah, really happy with how these turned out. And I also want to give a shout out to someone, because while this design is 100% mine, it went from paper to digital. I do have someone to really give a huge shout out and thank you to, and that's Dylan Mallory, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know. I know Dylan pretty well. He's a fantastic guy. And when I was designing this, I had some questions about the internals and certain numbers and little engineering things of what makes a knife good that I didn't really know, because I'm not an engineer, guys. I'm not an engineer. I'm a lot of things, and engineer's not really one of them. But I had the design all filled up. I had it all drew up. I had it basically exactly how I wanted it. And Dylan just kind of gave me some tips and pointers on measurements for the inside, proper measurements of thumb studs from the placement of them and whatnot. And he has come out with some fantastic knives himself. So if you haven't checked out a Dylan Mallory design, you really, really should. Because I took some advice from him on placement of some things, so like the thumb studs and then just the whole inner structure. And man, oh man, did it turn out good. So yeah, a huge shout out to Dylan Mallory. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate all your help in helping with the more technical side of this, because there is a lot more engineering and technical background to a knife than a lot of people would think. So yeah, there was just it turned out so good. They really, really did. They resemble a man that I loved, that I looked up to, and they also stand for my wanderlust spirit and my sense of travel and my urge to continue to want to see the world. So I think it's a great EDC knife. I think it's going to be a really good companion for anyone who's looking for it. Again, there will be a much more detailed review of the actual action and all the fidgety goodness that comes with this knife. And it is going to be available soon. And also stay tuned, because before these are even available, I'm giving one away. There's going to be a giveaway on Instagram. Keep your eyes peeled for that. That's coming very soon. So yeah, it's coming, guys. Let me know what you think. If you want one, they're going to be available. And I hope they do well, because I have a lot more plans for this knife. I have a premium version in mind. I have maybe another budget version in mind. I have another deployment option I'd like to play with. So I have some ideas for this, but I'm just really happy about it. Really happy, really grateful. I think it turned out so well. But let me know what you guys think of this. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I really look forward to bringing you the review. And of course, follow me on Instagram for that giveaway. And keep your ears and eyes peeled, because these are coming soon, sooner than you might think. So I will keep everybody up to date on that. Thank you all once again. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.